I got a screaming signal. When you're working the material on the Grizzly, with all these different size rocks in here,
all right, good morning. We're on another adventure, a little bit different altitude. We're going to be doing some dry washing for gold and some metal detecting along the way. Also, we're going to be spending a couple nights out here under the stars. So I wanted to thank you for coming along and for viewing my video. Also wanted to thank the patrons who've joined us on Patreon. Very much appreciate it. All right, so let's get started. I'll show you around a little bit and we'll see what we can find.
excavations around here that look like prospects. There's a lot of broken quartz, a lot of white quartz, and definitely been some activity around. So I'm going to swing the detector for a while and see what we can find. All right, real pretty up here. All right, yeah, it's just scouting around a little bit, and I came down to the bottom of the gully here, and wow, big can dump here on the side of the hill. So I'm going to run the detector a while, see if I can find any targets. All right, I got a pretty good signal here. Let's see what it is. Shotgun shell number 2. This one right here, same maker, Western Super X. All right, so that's all for now. Well, there's an amazing amount of trash, a lot of iron, and I'm just kind of looking for a good signal. I found a bottle cap and some buried tin cans, which make a pretty good signal as well. It's a little bit haywire, but I have discovered the foundations of an old house. So pretty neat site right here. Some old quartz rocks they used for landscaping. So I'm going to turn the phone off right now. My battery's getting low. But if I find a decent target, I'll turn the camera back on and show you what I found. Bye for now. All right, well, done detecting for now. A couple bottle caps or a couple shotgun shells and a bottle cap, and everything else I was digging was iron trash of varying sizes. A lot of trash here. I'm sure there's some coins out here. There's been a lot of people here. I'm
I'm sure they dropped some coins. It's just really tough. A lot of ground to cover. So I'm gonna move on and see what we can find at the next area. I'm higher in altitude now, and I'm going to do some detecting again. There's not nearly the same amount of trash here as there was where I was earlier, so should be a little bit easier detecting because there's just not the trash that there was at the other place. So I'm going to get the detector out. You can see we've got subalpine pine trees. Let's see here. Manzanita bush. Doing really well. This is a beautiful, beautiful plant. It's got a smooth bark. It's called Manzanita bush. Doing very well here. And really interestingly enough, this Manzanita bush is sort of a loner off to the side here. I believe it was from the same cluster. If you look over here, this is a thriving front hedge of Manzanita, and you can see the progression coming from right up here. That was probably the mother plant, and slowly the Manzanita progressed and continued to thrive and do really well, and now here they are. There's a whole front of the Manzanita bushes, and then you can see the ancestors of those Manzanita in the background here. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. And right over here we have sage. It's got a real good fragrance, and it's everywhere up here as well. And then we've got a lot of let's see here. Cedar trees, and these right here are a type of scrub oak right in here. I'm metal detecting here now to see a lot less trash, so it's pretty nice. I found a couple shells, couple bullet shells, and that's pretty typical. I was, sort of expecting that. And those are the couple targets I found so far. I got another pretty good signal right over here, and I think what I kind of found here on the side of the hill is like a target practice sort of area. Here's sun-baked clay pigeon. Look at that, isn't that amazing? It's melted, or nearly melted. Here's another one. It gets pretty hot up here. As you can see, there's a clay pigeon that's been pretty well cooked. There's a couple of them. So I got a pretty good signal right over here, though. I'm going to dig it on camera. And my machine is a tone machine, so I'm just going by the sound, and it's got a pretty good sound, pretty good tone, and I got that double tone. I think that's the first double tone I've had today.
you know. So when you get the double tone, in my experience, that could be it could be a bullet, it could be a nickel, it could be a quarter. It's kind of hard to say right now. I'm going to set the camera down and see what this is here. Let's see if I can. Okay, let's see what this is. Ah, there it is. There it is. Piece of a bullet. Copper jacket. So, you know, just cleaning out the environment while I'm out here. All right, because of the area that I'm in, I mean, I'm just really on bedrock. I got bedrock everywhere here. And then there's a little bit of, you know, maybe a few inches of some kind of sandy, granular material, like around this cactus right here. So, and I was getting so few targets, so that's good. I mean, there was very little trash. So I put my machine in all metal, and promptly I found a piece of a bullet. And then I found, those are from earlier, those bullet shells. And I found this piece of lead. I'm up here basically on top of a small mountain. And I don't know what the heck. It almost looks like a split shot. But it's not. It's a sphere. And I don't know if any of you viewers out there recognize what this is, but it is a small lead ball that appears to be, you know, abraded on the edges, like maybe it was shot, maybe it was a shot out of a gun. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but there's a little piece of lead that I found. And I was just getting ready to turn back around and go down to the car when literally I was just turning around with my machine, and I got a screaming signal. So let's see what that is. It's a real screamer. You know, I'm guessing it's, you know, I'm in all metal mode, so, you know, I'm guessing it's a piece of iron, maybe a big nail. I don't have the slightest. Let's see what this is. Ah! There it is. There it is. Yeah, that's a beauty. It says 1942, CP 1942, maybe 11/1. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's a nice big shell. Let's see if there's anything else there. That was it. So that means some hunter was up here on this mountain. I'm up on the mountain. Some hunter was up here shooting at a bighorn sheep or who knows what. Anyway, that's all for now. More later. All right, I got the targets. These are the targets from earlier today, from this morning. These are those 2 shotgun cartridges. And then here's the bottle cap, modern bottle cap. From this last hunt, you can see I found 2 bullets, 2 very beat up bullets, 2 casings, a couple of these shells here, a couple 22s, and that one, I don't know, 38. I'm not sure what that is. And then the big one from up on top of the mountain, that was pretty cool. And then this really unusual lead slug of some sort. I found that right after I turned the machine on, all metal. And then I got a great rock, real neat rock that I found. It's got a hole right through it. Almost looks like a skull or something. Really neat rock. I also found this. I found somebody's balloon. So if you're missing your balloon, let me know. There was no note. So anyway, I'll pack that out of here. A little bit of trash. So that's it for now. And more to come.
Woo! All right. So I made it up to the destination area, and you know, I did that metal detecting on the way in. I still probably do some more metal detecting tomorrow or maybe the next day, but I'm up here now, and I just thought I'd show you what it's like. I'm walking along the ridge of the mountain right now, and I've had some pretty good success here before dry washing, so I'm going to give it another shot. I'll get back to you when I set up my equipment and things like that, and certainly when I do some panning. Most of you have already seen enough footage of dry washing, so I'm probably not going to capture a whole lot of footage of actually running the machine. You can look back at some of the other videos to see that excitement. But I think I've got plenty of that footage in the can. So I'm going to turn the camera around here and just show you the terrain here. Nice and cool in the shade, let me tell you. All right, here we are. We're in the Great American West, and we're right about the 7,500 to 8,000 foot elevation. Coming from where I live, it's a pretty big jump in altitude, and it really hasn't caught up to me yet. But I'm just going to take you along the scenic ridge walk here. It's very beautiful. A lot of really neat rock formations and pine trees, cedar trees, wild sage. This is the spine of the mountain. This is the backbone right here, standing proud into the sky. And we're walking right along the top here.
Good morning. All right, here we are, day 2. Had a really great night's sleep last night. Boy, I needed that. So I'm feeling good, getting used to the altitude, and the birds are out, the sun's coming up. I'm going to get the dry washer in place and we'll do some dry washing. I'm going to bag some concentrates up. I'm going to do some panning and have some coffee here first thing though. All right, talk to you later.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you supporters on Patreon, that you know that I really appreciate it. And I'm hoping to get this started and make more progress and get more customers who are buying my concentrates and my pay dirts and not necessarily need to rely on Patreon, but I sure do appreciate it. And it's helping, it's helping to put gas in the tank and get some more supplies and things like that. So I'm grateful. Thank you very much. And hope you all are enjoying the trip. You gotta clean those rocks off. Get the finer material. Go down through the grizzly. And then the oversized comes off. And then now the undersized goes running on through the dry washer ripple tray. And the lighter elements run off the end as waste. All the heavier elements are caught down in here. For the longer version of this video, what I'm going to do is I've separated the concentrates into two different types. I ran the dry washer for an hour and a half in that excavation, all the way down to where I felt comfortable. And what I did was I separated these into two different categories so that I can learn more about this claim and this deposit. I kept those separate because I want to learn, is the vacuuming necessary? How much gold do I find in the vacuuming versus how much gold do I find in the top layers from the excavation? So this is a way for me to learn more rather than, when you're dealing with how much time are you going to spend digging, it really matters. Do you need to dig 4 inches down? Do you need to dig a foot? Do you need to dig 3 feet? There's a big difference. I've been up and down that hill now, I think 5 times. And it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to get started so we can see some gold, hopefully. And I'll turn the camera back on. And we did find gold. There it is up in the top. We did find some gold. But, it's very tiny. There's probably 100 pieces in there. I believe you can see that. There's going to be some more down in here. What I'm going to do, some more ultra fine. I think I saw some real fine yellow dust that was in there. So I usually save all of these super concentrates. One day I'll probably use some sort of process and get that real fine gold out of my ultra fine concentrates. But there is the placer gold from dry washing. This is the vacuumed material.
All right, back with an update. I'm gonna have to check my thermometer to see what the temperatures are. In the shade, it's pretty darn nice. I'm guessing probably 80 degrees in the shade. But that sun, you get out in the sun and it's something else. So it's probably closer to 95 in the sun. All right, so I've been up and down that hill now about 5 times. And it's not lunchtime. It's after lunchtime yet, but I haven't had lunch yet. I'm going to have lunch as soon as I finish this panning. I'm going to show you the results of the concentrates from this hour and a half run. I did an hour and a half up there. So I've got those concentrates here. I'm going to pan them out, and then I'm going to have some lunch, have a cup of coffee, just sort of chill out in the shade for a while. And I'm planning on going back up and running for a few more hours. We'll see what we find here as far as gold goes. But that's what gold prospecting is all about. You know, sometimes you find a better spot, and sometimes it's not so great. So we'll see what we find here. I'll show you that in just a moment. All right, here's the setup over here. There's the bedroom. Here's the kitchen, living room, dining room, and all that other good stuff. And it's also a nice panning station. I wanted to show you right here. So far from this trip, this is what I've collected just walking around. This is the balloon from yesterday. I've got a rock on it so it doesn't blow away. That's the balloon from yesterday. You can see I've got other assorted bits of trash that I found out here, including some small things like, you know, these are great, you know. Find water bottle lids all over the place. So anyway, I'll be taking all that out along with my own trash. So there's an update on the trash. It's not treasure, it's trash. I wanted to just give a tip to all the people out there when you're going out into the wilderness or the desert or the forest or the beach. This is what I do. This is what I do. This is what I highly recommend you share with your friends and your kids is just put a Ziploc baggie in your pocket. And all that small trash, because the small stuff is the things that, you know, kids drop. They open up a piece of candy and they throw the wrapper, part of the wrapper falls out. Anyway, this is what I do. I use a Ziploc. I got my small trash that I collect during the day in my pocket, and then I put that in my trash bag. And if we all did that, boy, I've already got jet dry in the water, but I'm not gonna film the whole panning time. I'm gonna turn the camera back on in just a few minutes when I get this pan down. But this is the concentrates from an hour and a half up there. That excavation is about 5 feet wide and 4 feet long or so. And what I'm doing is I'm going up the gully. I'm going up the gully. So right now, my tailings are being deposited in an area that I've already dug. So I'm moving up the gully that direction, and I'll continue to move the machine as I clear more ground. I'll move my machine and then run time, you know, then do the next 4 feet, the next 5 feet, that type of thing. And I'll continue to move up. That way, as I'm going up the gully, I am reclaiming my hole. So I'm not leaving a big hole out there. So that's the process right now. I'm going to pan this out. You see that gold? Here's a piece. Woo! Little piece of wire gold. Trying to get away. Some of these little iron stones in here. It's kind of hard to pan those, but put those in there. Looks like a piece of a bullet. A little piece of lead in there. Wow, that's nice. I'm gonna move this one up. Woo! Those are some little pieces in there. Really rough gold. Okay, let me put a little bit more water in there.
Now this is just for the video. I'm going to be panning this out more carefully also, but I just want to get it in for the video. I want to sort of hastily remove those black sands there. There's a little piece of wire gold. Trying to ride the wave on out of there. See that? That's a piece of gold right there. Trying to get away. Ooh, that's nice. There's some beautiful mountain placer gold. And there's a quarter to show for scale. All right, so there's the update. An hour and a half of dry washing time. That doesn't include travel time and overnight time and hauling my gear up the hill and everything else. That's just an hour and a half of running the machine and vacuuming. And then there's the gold I got, the beautiful placer gold from the side of the mountain. Some of those pieces are pretty nice. Look at that. See that? Yeah. Look at that. All right. That's all for now. Thanks a lot, and be back later.
Okay, got your afternoon update here. Dealing with the little flies and the sun, trying to stay in the shade. It's the afternoon of day 2, and things are going well. You know, you saw me do some panning. I was really excited about that. That was great news. So I took a little break. I ate some food, drank a lot of water. It's really dry up here. And so all the water I have is, you know, water that I brought. And I did some reading, and I was reading about the area. And actually, it was around 1860 that the gold was first found in this area. And so, really, if you think about it, there's been different waves of people coming up, different eras of people coming up to recover placer gold. And it's really been 130, 140, 150 years of people coming up here to recover placer gold, and it's still happening. I'm still doing it, you know, today. So it's pretty exciting. I'm going to be headed back up to dry wash for a while longer. I've got about 4 hours of daylight left, and it's cooler now, so I'm going to make good use of that time, and primarily just going to be bagging up concentrates. I did the panning. I'll probably do another panning while I'm up here on the trip. I've got the water for it. You know, I have the equipment for it. So I'll probably do another panning tomorrow. We'll see. But those concentrates that I bag up, those are going to be available for sale on my website. And also for Patreon patrons, on the Patreon page, if you take a look down in the description of the video, there's a link to the Patreon page. And if you're interested, or if you wanted to give them as a gift to pan some real gold pay dirt that would help support my channel, you can take a look. Take a look at that if you want. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to get headed up there now and do some more dry washing. So thanks very much. Hope you're all having a great day.
Sun's going down. I got a chance here to do, after this run, I got probably one more run. I'm going to have to pack it in. You can see my tailings pile is going all the way down, and it's actually filling up a hole from last time. Big hole down there that somebody else did. So my tailings are actually running all the way down into that hole. I don't normally use my glove, it's just when I'm filming. Normally I use a shovel for this part here. But you can use a glove too. They just wear out pretty fast. So there you go. Sun's going down. Nice end of day 2.
Got back down, ran a bunch of material, got a bunch of bags of concentrates ready to go, and and it was good. It was good. But I'll tell you what, it's been a great day too, and I think I'm getting used to the altitude. Now I've been here about 30 hours, so feeling pretty good, but I'm pretty tired. So as you can see behind me, sun's going down, or it's getting close to dark. And I think I'm going to climb in that sleeping bag and call it a night. I've got a book and a headlamp that I can try to read. There's no cell service out here, and so I'm listening to AM or FM radio when I'm sitting around the camp. But it's pretty nice. It's kind of nice to be away. So all right then, I will see you on day 3. Take care, everybody. Okay, good morning. We got day 3 now, and last night was a real nice, peaceful night. There's a lot of stars up in the sky, and I slept really well. It was nice climbing in that bag, and I didn't last very long attempting to read my book, which was fine with me. I thought I'd just show you around a little bit. I'm out here in the early morning. The sun's coming up, and taking a little bit of a walk, just sort of scout around and learn a little bit more about the area. And boy, it sure is pretty up here. So as I was walking along, I startled, I think it was a grouse. She was sitting on some chicks. So I took a couple pictures of the chicks real quick, and then I tried to sort of shoo the bird back over to where the chicks were. But I'll show you a picture of that in just a minute here. Pretty cool. It's amazing. Those little chicks are just sitting on rock. You know, there's no nest. Really hardcore little animals. So anyway, I'm going to get started dry washing, and I've got the whole day to dry wash on and off, and I'm going to have some coffee in a minute here, and it should be a good day. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay, here's the update. Last half an hour, I took that tray and took that riffle tray and brought it down here and panned it out, and I'm going to clip that in the video here. You can see I found some nice chunky gold in that last half an hour run.
So that's from the last bag of concentrates, and there's also some real fine gold, some real needlepoint, pinpoint type stuff down in here. But there you go. So that's from the last half an hour, and this is day 3. I'm going to call this video Mountain Treasure, something to that effect.
So that was great, and that's pretty much the bottom of that excavation. And next I'm going to move up the gully some more. And that's going to be the last panning I do here on this trip.
getting a pretty good tailings pile here. Here's the tailings pile and the header pile. I'm going to have to move the header pile or raise the machine up. You can see there's the blower. Try to keep the blower upwind. And when you're working the material on the grizzly, with all these different size rocks in here, again, normally I use a shovel, but just for example, you use the rocks to grind against each other to clean them off. That cleans the rocks off pretty well. And the minus, it's about minus 3/8 inch, goes through the grizzly, leaving all these larger waste rocks. We use the rocks to break up the dirt clods. That goes off to the header pile, and then all the minus goes through the, works its way down through the riffle tray. It's working pretty good. All right, wrapping up day 3 here. Got all the gear down, got the car pretty much packed up. I've got the camp cleaned up, you know, picked up some trash. You saw that earlier in the video. Yeah, so it went pretty well. I mean, this is a really beautiful place to be camping in and doing some gold mining. It would be paradise if there was just a trout stream right over that way, you know. But there's no water up here. It's very, very dry, and so you got to deal with that. Makes it good for dry washing, so works out real well for that. So yeah, good trip. I'm wrapping up. I'm going to start the drive out of here, and I may stop along the way and do a little bit of detecting. Still got a lot of daylight left, and the later I stay out here in the field, the better the traffic will be on the way back home. So doing good. I've got concentrates from dry washing. If you're interested, you can get these. You can get these on the website, and you can get them through Patron on a monthly basis, or pay dirts. I've got the 1/4 pounder bags that are available as well. So you can choose. There's different levels of support with the Patreon. So check that out in the description of the video if you're interested. They make great gifts, and it supports the channel, helps me keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully progress and move up to some larger equipment and that type of thing. So they're available on the website. They're also available on Patreon. Yeah, I'm going to head on out. 2 nights and 3 days. Looking forward to getting back to civilization, and I'll either see you later in the video, maybe with some detecting, or I'll see you next time. All right, take care everybody, and thanks again.